Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel Book Time with Elvis with me, Mark, and welcome to this my tentative pop or pile of possibilities or TBR, whatever you will, for the month of May. And we've got some really exciting ones, and I've got quite a few um, buddy reads. Now, I'm not mentioning necessarily some of the books that I will read as part of wider um, group reads. So, for example, Roger's Cheap Old Book Club or Edgar's Resurrectionist Book Club, because I haven't got them in physical copy, and I couldn't be bothered to kind of work out with the covers. Although I do have one of the books there, and also because I'm not 100% sure if I will take part in them this month, because I have quite a lot to get on with, and I have read them all before, so it would be kind of just a fun revisiting if I do, and I'll kind of tag it on to the end of the month as I depending how I get on with what I've got in front of me. Now, of course, I do encourage you to go and join those clubs and read those books on offer. Edgar's Resurrectionist Book Club has Sapper's Bulldog Drummond and Sax Rohmer's Fu Manchu. And I can't remember Roger's pick, the four is it the Four Imposters? I can't remember, but I know I'd read it already because I looked through. I think I'd read actually almost all of the ones that Rogers put up for, with the exception of a couple of the science fiction ones. So, anyway, without further ado, let's have a look at what is on my reading list for the month of May. So, first up are a couple of buddy reads that I'll be doing. First one here I've got is only an ebook, and it is a book there, if you can see it, apart from the glare, War in Heaven by Charles Williams, of which I know very little, other than it was published in 1930, and I believe it is some kind of adventure, murder mystery involving a hunt for the Holy Grail. So that would be very interesting. I look forward to reading that, and that is a buddy read with Carrie from Very Literary Carrie. Next up, I'm doing a buddy read with a wonderful subscriber, Sonia, and last month we read Stoner by John Williams, which was excellent. And I don't know why. I mean, I know they're completely different books, but I did keep thinking about Lucky Jim when I was reading it, and Sonia's not read it before. I have, but we thought it'd be fun to read it together. I do quite like my old Penguin copy here. I've had it over 20 years. It's been in a few countries, and it's not in too bad condition. Pages, of course, have yellowed a bit, but that's such is the way with a lot of English paperbacks. But it's been read a couple of times, and it looks pretty good. I look forward to revisiting that. It's a lot of fun. And the other buddy read I'm doing is the first book from the Forsyth saga. And it is, I can never remember, I have read it before. I read the first two, I think, a long time ago. The Man of Property, that's it. So I'm going to read The Man of Property with Summer from Sterling Reads, so that would be good fun. I always enjoy the buddy reads I do with Summer, Sonia, and Carrie. We quite often done quite a few, not necessarily together, but like I've done them with them, if that makes sense. I always have a great time doing those. And next up we have a pick for the Gothic book club run by Vin from Revenant Reads, and this month's pick is A String of Pearls, or Sweeney Todd, the Demon Barber of Fleet Street. As Sean Standfast will no doubt tell you, this is just a brutalized, butchered version of the original, which is much longer. However, this is the standard one I think everybody's got, and pretty much the common one for people to read. So I'm looking forward to reading that. I think that would be good fun. It's a great group and a lot of interesting choices. Now, last month for my French book club, not really. It's just me and Sean D. Stanfast, really. I finished a short play by Edmond Rostand, that of Cyrano de Bergerac, and that was very enjoyable. And this month is Stendhal's The Charterhouse at Parma, which I haven't read Stendhal before. Haven't read The Red and the Black. I would like to, but this is the one I'm going for. I didn't read The Red and the Black because Sean Stanfast said it was boring. Now, it just meant that I delayed putting it on the list for this particular year and went with this one instead because he hasn't read it, and we don't know if it's going to be boring or not. If you know, let me know in the comments. But I think it looks pretty good. So, it's this compelling novel of passion and daring, of prisons and heroic escape, of political chicanery and sublime personal courage. Set at the beginning of the 19th century amidst the golden landscapes of northern Italy, it traces the joyous but ill-starred amorous exploits of a handsome young aristocrat and of his incomparable Aunt Gina, her suitor Prime Minister Mosca, and Clelia, a heroine of ethereal beauty and earthly passion. They are rendered unforgettable by Stendhal's remarkable gift for psychological insight. Never before have the hearts of princes, ministers, courtiers, and women been depicted like this, wrote Balzac of all people. So there we go. I think that should be rather exciting. And then I have Daphne du Maurier, one of my favourites there, The Frenchman's Creek, which I want to read. And that's going to be buddied up by another du Maurier, Monsieur Georges du Maurier, who was her grandfather, maybe? Was it her grandfather or her uncle? I'm sure it's not her father. I might be wrong. Let's see. Yeah, no, it must be her grandfather. He's born 1834, so I don't see if they mention the fact there. Yeah, I think it's her grandfather. I'm sure you'll let me know in the comments. But by all accounts, I guess if he died in 1896, she sadly never met him. But anyway, I'm going to read Trilby by Georges du Maurier, which I don't know that much about. I came across it, I think, in some satirical comedy. Well, satirical is probably a strong word, but a parody of it. In an old 1960s BBC radio show called Round the Horn, they did it, and of course the character of Svengali has already in part of a insinuated itself into the English language, and of course it's got all these kind of illustrations in it which are nice because Georges du Maurier was also an illustrator, so I think that will be good fun. In case you're not aware of it or whatever, I will read the back of this particular one. Immensely popular on its publication, the novel led to a hit play, a series of popular films, and the Trilby hat. Well, there you go. The setting of the story reflects the author's bohemian years as an art student in Paris. Indeed, James McNeill Whistler was to recognise himself in one of the early serialised instalments. Georges du Maurier was a celebrated caricaturist for Punch magazine, and his drawings for the novel form part of its appeal. This edition includes its most... Well, it doesn't really tell you what it is, does it? It just says, okay, first published 1894, the story of the diva Trilby O'Farrell and her mesmeric mentor Svengali has entered the mythology of the time alongside Dracula and Sherlock Holmes. But it doesn't really give you a breakdown too much of what it's about. But still, I think it will be fun to read that. And we're almost at the end. But as I said, this is tentative. It could change. Now, I haven't been confirmed anything with Steve Donoghue, so I'm just going to go ahead and do this myself and hope he doesn't mind, because we did say we would probably read these, but I'm going to suggest it for this month, and I'm going to read it anyway, because it fits in with Historathon, but it also fits in with the S&M Book Club. If anyone should want to read it with me, feel free, and that's The Travels by Marco Polo. Fits in with this, the second quarter of Historathon, taking us from the year 500 up to 1500 BC. Historathon, of course, is a year-long reading event celebrating non-fiction history, hosted by Vin from Revenant Reads and a host of wonderful other co-hosts. A slew of wonderful other co-hosts, perhaps, would be better, I don't know. And then to complement that and also stick with Historathon, I'm going to read John Mann's Xanadu, Marco Polo, and Europe's Discovery of the East. So I think that'll be fun. So that's it. I think I always forget things, and I'm sure if I have, and you know it, let me know in the comments below. I'll appreciate it. You can kind of act as a reserve memory pool for me. But yeah, I think that's probably it for May, and there will probably be a few additions, owing to, of course, the mood reading aspect of my reading habits, and it is possible one or two things might get dropped or moved, but there we have it. Do let me know in the comments below what you plan to read in May, and yeah, thank you so much for watching. Do take care, everybody. Bye for now.